Hey Woodturners, I'm Captain Eddie Castle and welcome to my shop. Just yesterday I finished a project that was a fluted bowl with a really good, and I'm talking good, OB Shine Juice finish on the outside of it, buffed out. Now this, and I ran it by management, this is one of the nicer finishes I put on a piece in quite a while. He said, but don't you do finishes all the time? Yeah. But as you do finishes, you learn finishes. And you learn what to do, what not to do, and how to kind of tweak it to just be perfect. Well, this one I got really close on. I've been looking at it for a whole day, and I still need to do some buffing on the high-speed Beal wheels, or the flap wheels I have, in order to bring it to a high gloss. But first, the shellac's got to cure a little bit, or I'll just burn it and move it. But I digress. I want to show you step by step how I went about this, all in real time. Yeah, real time, no breaks. And all you got to do is watch. I think I have you in the perfect position to see this piece. Let me explain to you what I have. I turned the outside shape of a bowl. It's only about 4.5 inches across. I shaped it with a gouge. I scraped it to shape. Then I sanded it with water from 80 grit to 600 grit. Then I took some aniline dye stains and I added some red to it to tone down the yellow that I had in here, because it just wasn't working for me and I need a darker piece. I want a little difference from the inside to the outside on this bowl. What I haven't done is corrected the foot, which would mean flattening this out so I can put a glue block and turn around and make a real bowl out of it. But after I sanded it to 600 grit, I rubbed in 2 coats of Deft sanding sealer. You can see it. It's cloudy. It's got some particulates in it, and I keep it in this drink bottle. Don't do that. It's not smart. But I ran out of dispensers. Then I buffed it off. How did I buff it off? Right here, 800 grit Scotch Brite pad from Vince Welsh. I buffed it out. And I'm running a lathe around 500 RPMs. Nothing real high speed. All I did was I used the sanding sealer for what it's made. I knocked the edges off. Now, it is dead smooth, I'm certain, and there's no trash on it. That is an awesome base for starting with an OB Shine Juice finish. This is my Shine Juice. Can you see in the bottom of the bottle? No, the light won't let you see it. But the shellac is down here. The oil is in here, and the denatured alcohol is at the top. And I'll blend it together very technically by doing that. Shake it together, it gets a nice creamy texture. Now, that's my Shine Juice mix. What is Shine Juice? OB Shine Juice is 1/3 white or clear shellac. Depends on what you buy is how it'll be labeled. It'll be labeled white or clear. This is not the white tinted shellac that is sold by bins for covering up stains on walls. Some of that stuff has got a white pigment in it. You don't want the white pigment. You want a white shellac which is actually without color. There's an orange. Don't get the orange. It'll change the color. Now, I digressed again. It is 1/3 shellac, 1/3 boiled linseed oil. That's a product, not a technique. Buy boiled linseed oil. Please, whatever you do, don't boil your own linseed oil. You'll make the front page of the paper tomorrow. Not in a good way. And 3rd, denatured alcohol. Now, you folks in Canada and some other countries I don't know what can take the place of denatured alcohol. I have no idea what would work. Now, this is tissue, toilet tissue. In fact, it's Charmin because it's soft. No, it's not. It's the cheap stuff from the dollar store. You know why we like going to the dollar store, right? Because you don't have to dress up to go to Walmart. Now, late this spinning. This is clean. This is my tissue. This is my OB Shine Juice. This first couple of coats called flood coats. They're on it to build up a base. What do you mean build up a base? Well, I'm using the shellac out of this for the finish. The shellac will generate the hardness of the finish. And I just keep, you can see what I'm doing. I keep drizzling on there and rubbing it in. As I said, we're going to go real time on this. No edits and no cuts. I'll overlay the formula for Shine Juice right now. You can see 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Now I mix mine up in a mason jar or a ball canning jar. I get the little ones from the grocery store, and when I mix 4 or 5 batches. Now if you store it upside down in a good sealed container, it won't leak out, or the alcohol won't leach out. Once you take it out of that container and put it in this container, after every use you should put a mark as to where it stopped at. And when you start again, if the alcohol leached out and got down this far, you add alcohol, just alcohol, to bring it back. Now you see the dyes came off in the first couple of passes, but can you see that dark spot? That's where my finger was. There's 2 of them. See them? That's where I'm burning in the piece. Now, I just keep adding it. You can let it rest a little bit. I didn't increase the speed. You see what's happening in real time. I'm really applying a lot of pressure right now to burn this in. Burn it in. The oil was the lubricant, also a finish. The shellac is the finish, and the alcohol has long been gone. That alcohol had better chance at a St. Patrick's Day parade in Chicago. That wasn't racist. That was supposed to be funny, but boom. Now, still real time. No changes, no cuts. Look at that finish. I didn't want to stop the camera because I wanted no cuts on this. What will I do next? Well, right off, that finish has got to rest a little bit. Calcimate, get down and bond. Then I would buff it off again with the 800 or 1000 grit, which is the white. I guess it's the 1000 grit, I don't know, it's nice and soft. 2 different pads. I would buff it off and then apply another coat or 2. Again, speed under 500 RPMs, or at 500 if you've got a mini jet or a fixed speed lathe. Buff in another coat or 2, let it rest. Then buff a little bit and put a coat of wax on it. Now what is your preference? Renaissance wax, hot soft, hot glossy, hot hard? I don't care. But if you use a hard wax and you rub it in, you could leave ridges in the finish until it cures. Once it's cured, you're doing really good. Buff it. You can buff it on a machine with a soft cloth, or you can take it to your high-speed buffer, 1800 RPM high speed, and buff it again. Now, let's talk about buffing for a minute before we finish up. Beal makes a 3-wheel buffing system. I think it's linen or flannel, linen, and cotton. There's 3 different grades of wheels. If you live in an area where there's a rock shop, not the kind of rock shop where you go get stuff to put in your garden. This is the kind of rock shop where you go get supplies to do jewelry and ornaments and trinkets. If you live near if you've got one of those near you, they have the wheels that you need. The last flap wheel, the one that polishes the best, is cotton. And you do want a large wheel, 6, 8, or as big as you can spin. Why? Because the larger wheel lets it drop off some trash before it rubs it back in. And it gives you a larger surface to play with. It's a lot cheaper than buying a 3-wheel system if you don't need 3 wheels. And I don't use rouges. The red, the black, the white, or whatever, the diamond. I don't use rouges on a piece after I have a finish on it. This kind of finish. Okay? I hope that helped you out. I get a lot of questions on it. If you need the formula, it's right here on my website, www.eddiecastellan.com, or you can call me at the new phone number, 504-715-0512. That'll be at the end of the video. And don't forget, Big Eye Productions is your source for the best prices on carbide cutter shoes for wood turning anywhere in the world. Check it out. I'm Captain Eddie Castellan. I've been making shavings and making them look good too. You take care now. Well, that's going to be one easy video to edit. Oh no, I got to edit. That's right. And I got to add something else. Hey, I'm back. I retired recently, and that's going to let me go on the road and do demonstrations at clubs and organizations and events. So if you or your group has a need or want to have me come to their group and do a demonstration, contact me at eddiecastellan@cox.net. Check my website for the address, phone number, everything else. Get a hold of me, and I'll be glad to come spend a little time with you. That's right. I'm Captain Eddie Castellan. I'll be seeing you soon. Or will I? Depends if you make the call or not.